What's up, guys, and welcome back. So we've got a really big one today, an anticipated one, if you will. My name's Tom, and welcome back to Esk8 Nomad. So today we're doing a live stream with the boys behind the biggest event, Esk8 Con. And here they are, some of the team behind the biggest event in the world, Jacob and Mike from Boards. Welcome to the live stream. It has been too long. It's been way too long since I came.
It has,
so welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, it's absolute pleasure. It's great having you boys here and talking about your beast, your baby, one of your babies, Michael. And one of the biggest events of the year. So for some people who might not know about, obviously, a little bit about you guys, let's do their warm intros. That starts with Jacob. So how is your engagement as part of Esk8 Con and the Boards family?
Yeah, so I'm the operations manager at Boards. So I've been working with Mike for almost 4 years now. Actually, almost 5.
Is it really, man?
Yeah, man, it goes
We
quick.
always have these recaps every year. It's like surreal every year.
No,
and we're here for Esk8 Con as well. So that's
exactly.
Yeah.
And these years, they keep getting shorter and shorter to Esk8 Con. They're piling up. Man, I love being Mike's right-hand dude. We get a lot of really cool projects done. Every time he's got one of these crazy ideas, he kind of just looks at me and says, man, let's get it done. And that's what we do, bro. It's a blast.
And every year is a hype thing, and it does turn around really, really quickly. So, Mike, do you want to have a little bit about yourself, a part of your, I'd say, team and the family that's built around the business as well as the biggest event of the year?
Sure. I'm Mike Beard. I own Boards. I've started Boards back in 2017. So we're on year 8 or so now, which is just insane to me. I think around 2022, a couple years, we were 2 years into COVID. We were finally coming out of that, and we realized, you know what, people have just an overwhelming desire to get together again. We've been avoiding each other for 2 years. Let's get together. Let's do a real e-skate convention and race weekend. No one has really done that in a permanent, annual basis yet. There's been a handful of, relatively big group of events and stuff like that, but nothing really formal. And that's kind of where the idea for Esk8 Con came out of, and the rest is kind of history. Year one, we kind of just tried to see if it would work, see if there's any interest. Even a month before the event, we really weren't sure if it was even going to happen, but it happened. We had to spend a lot of time convincing the vendors that the people would come, convince people that the vendors would come, and then pray that everyone actually showed up, and then they did. So year one went as well as we could have hoped, and then year two is finally okay, proof of concept is done. Now it's time to iterate, make it legit, and then from then on we're just small incremental improvements. So last year was the best event yet. Tons of vendors, tons of people, and just the way that it all came together. The track was super nice. Everything just went really well. So anyway, that was a really quick synopsis of just Esk8 Con. There's a lot more. There's so much more.
It's just that simple, is what you're saying, yeah? It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Every year.
I
just want to say, for me, the layout was incredible last year, and I think that was made the biggest thing, because I feel like I say, every year there's development. There's especially this industry, there's always stuff changing and updating all the time. But I think the biggest thing I'd noticed was this layout. Like, I'll just pause there for 1 second. Just maximum amount of riding opportunities, using all that space as maximum as
100%
possible.
space. And what's crazy,
and then also the vendors being one area.
Yeah, and this venue, so last year was our last year at that venue. We are now at a new venue for 2025. But the fun thing about, not the fun thing, but the issue with this lot in particular is that the whole center of this lot, they use it for a big concert every year. And they drill and bolt these stages down into the center. So that whole center area where the booths are, the asphalt's pretty beat up. It's pretty unusable. You can't really ride on it. So we realized, you know what, let's just put all the booths there because we have to block that section out anyways. And then we will just fully maximize as much as we possibly can room for the track, which is a huge improvement over year two, which is year two, we had huge, massive, like dead zones in the center of the track, which is totally unused space. So this last year was just a much, much better layout as a whole. So I was super proud with how the team, Joe came up with the track design. Jacob helped place all the stuff, all the people and logistics, and they all just did a really good job keeping like everything very well packaged with the space that we had.
I think what I really liked, and obviously, like I say, big shout out to the Circle legend Joe W. With the layout, it catered for all demographics, and obviously, you're dealing with not just a group of people, the entire e-skate industry, and that extends from riders to racers to first-time players in the scene. And obviously, this is based and funded by vendors and people who come. Obviously, the racing is outstanding to push what's out there, but having this layout gives an opportunity for people who want to test, want to do demos, who want to try agility, high speed, and it kind of catered for everything. So I think he absolutely knocked it out of the park with this layout, and I think it was for a last sign up for this venue, it was a bloody good one in my opinion. It was
great. Yeah, we fully maximized our space, man. Like we really couldn't fit anything else in there. So yeah, Llama Lot, that lot will have a special place in my heart for sure. 2 years of just great memories there, but I'm really looking forward to the venue this year. I feel like this year, the venue we've got now will be the forever spot, I believe, given that the asphalt continues to be as nice as it is right now. It's massive. It's like 5 times bigger than Llama Lot. We won't even be using all of it this year, but we'll be able to grow into it for years to come, which is great.
So when you say, for example, first point of call is obviously you say you're not using all of it. Is all of the area available, or is it you have a section that you'll be able to use?
This year we're taking a section of it. They may use the section we're not using for something else. Up to them. We only needed a small section, or like half of it. I think we have. We didn't need the whole thing, and if we can, not pay for the whole thing, that's where we're gonna go. So. For now, we're just getting the better section that we liked, and then they're going to, who knows? It may sit empty all weekend. It may get filled up. I don't know. We'll see.
I understand. I was trying to whack it here for the people who are watching may have not seen it as of yet. Obviously, this is going to be the new area for the Esk8 Con. So sectionally off, just obviously visualize where we're talking about, for example, where the layout will be. Because obviously, everyone in the industry is going to be like scouting, especially the racers, being like, where can we guess we're going to be as such? So is it going to be southern? Is it going to be the whole area?
It'll be like, let's say, if I am not able to give you a pointer here, but more of the top section of the lot. So right there's an entrance, top corner. Like you keep going a little bit more. There's a little entrance over there. That's where people will be able to come in and out. And then we'll pretty much have the entire spot almost all the way just past half point towards those cars that are right there. That we'll have that whole a little farther. Yeah, we'll have that whole section there. How much of it we end up utilizing is the question. We'll see. But we technically do have access to all that space. So it's really it'd be really nice. I'm excited to be able to actually have a true clean slate with track design and all that. So it'd be really nice.
I also want to say one thing for the audience watching as well. One thing for me when we did the group rides out there, obviously the venue is great and outstanding. Obviously we're a good spot. It's also good for the parking element, which I think is a big thing to mention to people who are driving in. This parking will be accessible, which is great. And there's an absolutely gorgeous view, which we've ridden up over here, which is absolutely incredible. And also the local area as well. For example, if you're borrowing a friend's board, obviously speak to a vendor if you can have their board potentially off the scenes, always speak to vendors. But it's a very suitable, quiet enough area where you could do like a little blitz in the area to kind of like extend that kind of demo rides and try other things as well. So I think that's a really good spot for that, because I feel like go on, Mike.
I was saying it's still in that downtown area of Vegas, right? It's the old Vegas. It's got the classic hotels down there. We're off strip, which is really nice. But we still have access to all those, the same hotels that everyone's been staying at from the past couple of years. You can still stay at those same hotels and ride over. It really is like a perfect spot.
We looked at this location for a couple of years, and every year we're like, it's so nice, but it was too big or whatever. We actually, our first idea was to do it on top of that parking garage, which we thought would have been a really good idea, but they didn't think it was such a good idea.
We really wanted to get it where we could rent out the top 2 floors of the parking garage, and if we had bad weather, we would just shift everything to that floor, and then put all the parking and storage up top. Or if weather was good, we would have everything up top. They just won't go for it, so we're stuck with still a beautiful spot. Don't get me wrong, but
definitely. But I think what's nice about that area as well, I feel like for me, when I was doing some of like just hanging at the last event, which was fantastic, obviously, but some of the people some of the particular locals that would come up to me would make me a little bit bum squeaky about, are they going to say hello to me or are they going to attack me? So it's kind of an interesting factor. I was going to throw one of these questions here. I've got an interesting one. Will there be group rides leading before Esk8 Con, Red Rock, Strip Ride, and stuff like that? Obviously, I think it's one of the burning questions everyone's wondering.
Red Rock will not be happening in an official capacity. However, we urge everyone to plan small groups together and go out there on your own time. We got in a lot of trouble with BLM. The government really did not like us, how many people showed up. Which was, great because it's such a good turnout. However, they were not happy with it all. So we cannot go back in an official capacity. However, we urge everyone who has not done that ride to go out there to do it. Just got to go in, pay your own way in, find a small group of 3 or 4 guys or your small group, wherever, and then just go on your own time. Don't all go at once. That's all I'll say. But other than that, we'll probably be trying to put together some sort of itinerary for group rides. It seems like no matter what we do, there's always like different offshoots of different groups doing different things, doing different versions of their own rides. So it's certainly worth coming out early if you can. There's something to do. We will have, there we go. There's a good.
This was year 1, by the way. This was my one, and then that was year 1. That was year 2.
This is year 2, but it got worse than this, man. We got letters. We got letters and emails from actual like BLM, not just the cops there. We
got cited YouTube videos actually of the rides with
like this is used as evidence.
It was a very well thought out, very well prepared email, and the reason is it's not really a government, it's a national park, but in Nevada, they treat this park as a privilege, not like as a right. So we get it. It's tricky. We've always tried to been very respectful when we're out there, and it happens when you have this many people. So we'll provide the hours that they're open, where to park, things like that. But as far as having anything official, I think we're going to try to avoid that. And we want the whole event to continue. And if we have to
sacrifice risk anything,
exactly. Friday and Saturday, definitely. We're definitely going to hit the strip. We're 100%. Definitely going to hit it downtown. We'll show off some of the cool spots, that we like.
Go see the Sphere, do whatever. Yeah. It'll still be awesome. We just can't go as a giant group to Red Rock, but all of you guys still can go. You just have to go plan it yourself. You know what I'm saying? So like, hopefully that works out. If you haven't been to Esk8 Con yet and we're looking forward to Red Rock, don't let this ruin your trip. Still come out because you still can go. We just can't all go together in one group. That's all I'm saying.
You can't be the full guy for 400 people turning up again, basically.
We can't anymore because that'll just put the whole event in jeopardy. But otherwise, you guys are still good, and the guys working at the pay booth, they'll let you in. Like they don't have a problem. It's just the hundreds of people showing up
all at once.
All at once, they didn't really love. So it'll be all right. But
exactly.
For sure.
So that being said, just talking about just before I ask a question about follow-up rides as well. Obviously, to the Friday as well. Would just thinking outside the box, obviously to facilitate that, could there be, for example, Esk8 Con ambassadors, which you would recommend that you say these guys might be the guys who might be hosting small events or doing stuff like that, people who are in the local area, people like, it could be a way to accommodate that, but not actually be down to a single identity to do so, because then that way it could be a centralized pool. Just potentially thinking outside the box.
Yeah, certainly something that we can take a look at for sure. Any way we can kind of spread Esk8 Con through the community is I'm always down for it.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously, we've got the Friday, got the Saturday. Is that kind of what you're looking at, just facilitating or going on with that going into the this year's Esk8 Con event? Are those the main things that will be the official? That'll be
yeah, those are the official nights for, I think, Friday night, Saturday night will be official for group rides, and then yeah, Sunday is the big finals for race, and then everyone's on their own after Sunday.
Yeah,
we go to sleep at that point.
Oh, well,
actually, that being said, obviously about the ambassador side of things as well, is there a way that you could have, for example, like a champion for Esk8 Con in the concept of coming in, helping facilitate and stuff like that? Obviously, some people put themselves out there. Is there someone in the audience is watching and being like, I really want to help support this in my own way? Is there a way that we can come and contact you about helping clear up, 100%. Clear down, or X, Y, and Z?
Shoot us a DM or shoot us an email if you have an overwhelming desire to volunteer. Most of this event is done on a volunteer basis. If you want to help build the track, we always say, if you want to have an inside scoop on the track lines, come help build the track.
Yeah.
You'll get an inside scoop on that. You'll have a slight advantage over your competitors. It's certainly worth coming out and assisting if you're a racer. If you're not, and you just want to help and just think it's fun and want to hang out and kind of talk shop with a bunch of other like-minded guys, like, we're out there for hours. So even if you want to spend an hour with us, we'll put you to work for an hour for sure. So if you want to help, we'll certainly put you to work.
Perfect. So in relation to, obviously, last year's big success, great engagement, it flowed so well. Like I said, there were no visual kind of complications that anyone else saw. Obviously, it might be things that you guys had along the way, but it's run really smoothly. What are the big kind of key factors that was learned by yourselves, by the team, from last year's event that you've kind of brought into this year's event?
Year one was a giant experiment. We learned as we went. And then once that happened, year two, we really started figuring out like our cookie cutter, like, this is how the event runs. Here are the features of the event. Here are the things we have to do. And every year we try to refine our timeline. This year we got a little bit of a late start just because of some drama with the venue. But at this point, like, we're pretty much just putting on the same event. So, like, we've done it all now. We've done it 3 times. So now this is our 4th time doing it. We're just going to make it a little bit better, spend a little bit more money on it, keep doing that, like, and we'll go from there. But yeah, every year we learn something new. Every year something different goes wrong. So we have to, adapt that way. Oh, there's some good spills, man.
I know, like,
yeah, they're ready. And these are 2 years ago's turns.
Oh, I'm going to go back.
Return is.
Who was that? Who was that? I don't know what that was. Savage.
Sportsman group.
Do you know what, gentlemen? I'm going to say, it's an audience here. I want to say, what is your worst fear with Esk8? But for me, it's a board going 180 in front of me, because there's nowhere you can go. There's nothing you can do.
Our biggest fear has always been a major injury at Esk8 Con.
Yeah.
Because the potential is there. At this point, we're doing something very extreme. I think we all can agree that this is an extreme sport. Oh gosh. And we just really hope
stop the accents for a minute. Sorry.
Yeah. A lot of these because I was busy at the booth.
That's the thing. As they're saying, you guys only see it from content creators or people posting and vlogging after the event. You guys are so busy.
Exactly. We don't get to see it a lot of this on the day. We're running around, their heads, spinning all day. But our biggest fear of the Esk8 Con is someone getting a major injury or worse at Esk8 Con just because of the speeds these guys are doing. And we just really hope that we pray that the medical services we have on the site and the safety gear they're wearing is enough to mitigate anything major. But yeah, speaking of injury, what's up, Drew? How's it going, buddy?
Drew in the chat. I'm doing like 10 things at once. There he is.
But he had a slight
I'm digging him up right now, mate. I'm going to.
Guess what though? That helmet he was wearing, did a lot of good for him. It did what it was supposed to do for him. So,
exactly.
We've got a really great we've got a really good, helmet culture nowadays in our community. So I'm not too
don't
worried about it.
agree.
No one will be caught dead on the track without one. But anyways, yeah. So that's my biggest fear though, is someone getting majorly hurt to the point where, if it
affects them,
the event, I don't know, but it always could. You never know.
I think weather is probably
weather is also the other one.
We really, really try not to talk about the weather. We just it is what it is. But I don't know. In the back of my mind, it always.
Sorry, Drew.
Oh, here it comes.
Yeah. But I think this is important because, like I say, Mike, you have to treat these things these are vehicles, basically motorbikes at the day. And unfortunately, this is what happened to Drelia when he didn't get out of the way quick enough, apparently. So it was the audio doesn't do it justice, but he was not having a good time.
No,
But padding, official.
Yeah, no, he did what he was supposed to.
Description.
He did everything he could have done, and it certainly prevented a more serious injury. We had a guy that saved the first hour of open track time, broke his collarbone.
Yep.
That was he. Is that a gentleman who helped? He's a local as well, wasn't he?
No, that one he was from. I want to say, where is he? Where's Cavity from? He was with the Cavity Board crew, right?
Oh yeah.
He's in Europe somewhere, but he broke his collarbone.
Oh, was he with the German? Oh, was he actually official team? Oh yeah, I remember. Oh really? Is that Mr. Sideways?
Yeah, he's maybe French. Maybe French. So yeah. Anyway, he broke his collarbone immediately, an hour in, right away. And it's it's part of the sport. It is. Not to downplay it or take away from his injury, but unfortunately, it is what it is. It is literally
your
the
body
that we're in.
Yeah.
It happens to all of us. It's a matter of when, not if, type of thing for a lot of us. But,
all we got to do is leave those variables.
It's not even like.
I just want to.
I'm not
anybody to get hurt.
Yeah,
that's literally all.
I'm not too worried about the liability part because I think we all know what we've signed up for. We have a lot of their disclaimers out there. I think the track is, at this point, the track itself is a safe place to ride. It's just the boards are just dangerous in general, just the nature of our sport. So that's our biggest thing, is I just don't want to see it happen to anybody.
Exactly. Yeah, because everyone there is close proximity. Just want to circle back to what you said earlier, Mike. Mosh Mobby saying that he's coming down. Mosh, please put a comment in the. Actually, one we're done today. Put a comment in this video at the bottom if you're hosting where people have been in contact for doing a wetlands ride. That was a sick ride, and I want to ride that thing on a mountain board with full bindings because I think
it's a good ride. Wetlands is a lot of fun.
The pump thing. So yeah, we need more people like that for the week coming up to it. So please host those events. So is there any announcements we can have with Esk8 Con in relation to vendors? Any short kind of clips that are not necessarily just been announced? Want to double down or things to look forward to? Vendors, events, XYZ so far?
Yeah, so we haven't officially announced it yet, but Meepo is sponsoring the race portion of the event, which is great. Kieran has given us a very generous prize package, which we'll be announcing shortly. But every single winner is getting a skateboard, and then our prize purse for the pros is going up this year. So I gotta double check the numbers, but I believe it's $5,000 total. For across,
and the division is to be announced. Stay tuned, basically. Yeah.
I can't remember exactly how we have it broken down. I'll double check. I don't want to misquote it, but it's $5,000 total amongst first, second, and third. I think it's 2,500, 1,500, and 500, maybe something. Whatever equals out to 5,000. But it's a pretty
significant.
Very good pro purse this year. And then they've also given us 3 beautiful boards for the raffle. So Meebo's certainly come through for us for the race portion. We're finalizing, hopefully, our gold sponsor here very soon. Also, Ace is also sponsoring as well. They've sponsored a portion of our event, so it's been very good. We've got our full list of confirmed vendors on our website right now. More to come though as they add. We're adding new guys every day at this point.
Still quite a ways out.
Still quite a ways out. We'll grab in a few other guys too. But yeah, it's been good.
Let's whack it up then. Let's see who we got going through and let's discuss see if we any new people or how things are. But I'd like to say how I find it very interesting how a chain of events result in where we're at nowadays. So what I mean by that was obviously Meebo taking board and getting the hype for Esk8 on last year, hypothetically created the MLR. basically in the scene, and how sport has evolved for things to be coming. Obviously, got your ASEC. Mad have done an amazing collaboration. I think Mad and Meepo, collectively or individually, have done a real big push for the development for Esk8 in the last couple of years, massively, with the team sponsorship and stuff like that. And obviously, it's great to see Predator there, and obviously Propel as well. And I tell you one thing, I've tried that Ruckus. That was fun board. But yeah, so is there still open spots for vendors? This point?
There's plenty. We have so much space. We have plenty of open spots. We're not capping vendors. So if a vendor wants to come, they can. There's plenty of room. We're in talks with a lot, so we'll continue to add them as we go. But we usually add them literally up until the day before. People go, actually, I can go, and they figure out how to make it happen like 2 days before the event starts, and we add them right then and there. So we'll add more as we go.
If you're on the fence, please be in touch as soon as. So basically, is there a way of picking your spots if you're earlier?
Yeah, so the order in which you pay is the order in which you get to pick your spot. So that's like the incentive in hurrying up. So yeah, that's certainly, we hope that the vendors can kind of get their plan together for the year sooner rather than later, so we can get them announced as soon as possible. Certainly helps us as far as planning goes and all that. So for sure.
Definitely. I was going to throw in one of his questions here. From the madman himself. Is there going to be a similar track as last year? And also, I heard a whisper along the line that there's going to be a dedicated, trial ride. I don't know how to describe it. Demo track. Sorry. As well.
This year there will be 2 tracks. One that is a main like racing track, so that way we have just 24/7 racing on that thing. We can put as much racing as we want on there. And then we'll have a second track for demos. So that way nobody has to get kicked off the track while racing is happening. I know that was definitely a point of something that we could improve, though that was just what we had at the time because the wheel only had so much space. But before we only had a single track, we were obligated to give the vendors 51% of the time to showcase their boards. That means the racing was only condensed into 49% of our track time. So now we have 100% time for both. We don't have to split the time now. So we'll have racing the entire time. We'll have demos the entire time. No one has to jump off the track. Probably once a few minutes here and there for maintenance items, but otherwise you don't have to like totally stop demos for hours of racing. It all can happen at the same time, which is great for guys who have no interest in racing because there's plenty of them.
And I think come out and like I say, for me as well, I think that with me, I've got Sky Control Productions saying they're going to put some content. Obviously, content creators coming in helping promote the event as well. I think it's really good opportunity because obviously we're out filming a product, testing it, and promoting that, and obviously the event at the same time. And if I've got some stooge raceboard or raceboard ramming itself right into my nether regions, I've got to get out of the way as quickly as possible. So I suppose it's good to have that opportunity to really, because I suppose I always say it's great for the races, it's great for development, but it's about the next chapter that decides where we go with this sport. So having the opportunity for people to try things, opportunity to demo things, get exposure, that's what funds, obviously, fundamentally, what Esk8 Con. Obviously, the races are a good expedition of what's available, what's possible, and the evolution is there because it's obviously pushing the sport forward. But I think the demos make this significant difference, in my opinion.
And then touching back on the size of the track, we will be posting the track layout shortly. We'll start showing small details as we go. What I can say is it's just under like I think a half a mile or so, and it's 30 feet wide. So it's wider than last year. I think last year was 20 or 25, and this year will be 30.
We'll also have some like kind of safety runoff zones. So instead of a hard corner being a wall, there'll actually be maybe a track kind of barrier on the ground to kind of keep you inside, and then a wall 10 feet later. So just little safety things that we learn along the way. I'm an avid race fan, so you just kind of absorb what you can and test and trial. Should be good.
So I've got a question about the whole kind of a little bit exposure. Is the it's not fully charged? I can't think. Who's the guys that are covering a lot of the one wheel and UC coverage on a broadcast? They review year one. I can't think of the name right now.
Yeah,
Amps Electric Games. Yeah, are they potentially come in? Have you spoken with them at all?
Not spoken with them yet, though. We are including a little bit more PEVs this year just to kind of spread the love a little bit. We have a lot of track time now, so we don't want to waste it.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll see if they're interested. It's certainly not off the table, but we have not had any talks with them quite yet.
Fair. So it'd be interesting. So yeah, it'd be cool to see if, like I say, there's kind of broadcasting elements as well. So is it talking about that? Obviously, guys, I know Esk8 Con, and there's always stuff going on with you guys, especially with the lead up to things. Is there going to be a return with the podcast leading up to the Esk8 Con event? Like more information down the line as well?
The only reason why we probably won't have a podcast episode coming out tomorrow is we're doing this show today. But we'll be back in the swing of things. We'll have weekly updates at this point all the way until Esk8 Con starting next week. We have to. We got to get the word out. We got to keep people updated. At the same time, we're running around like crazy trying to wear too many hats. So it's tough for us sometimes to sit down for an hour in front of the camera. But we found time today. We'll find time next week, so it'll work out. But yeah, moving forward, we'll have our podcast will return all the way through Esk8 Con. We also don't have a choice. We are obligated to do our podcast due to some of our sponsor obligations. So we have to do
Incredible. Incredible. That's so funny. Obviously behind the scenes, this is about Esk8 Con and noise, but I just want to kind of detour just a little bit. How has the new venue been accommodating with the development of M boards?
The new
the new site, yeah.
Oh, for Esk8 Con?
No, sorry. So let me clarify. So with the move a couple doors down with the new warehouse, how's the move been? Obviously, you must be settled in everything by now.
That was great. So last year we used our old spot as just a huge staging area for all the Esk8 Con stuff, which was very useful. We've now completed our move. We've got twice the square footage. We've over 6,000 square feet now of mixed office space and warehouse space. It's been really nice. We're building out a very full functioning machine shop right now in half of our warehouse, which is great. We'll be bringing a lot of production in-house, which we've already done, but we'll continue to bring more production in-house. So yeah, no, it's been great. Everyone kind of has their own dedicated space. Like this entire front room is like a storefront / media room. So like, it's certainly useful. So we're continuing to just refine our space more and more. Every week it looks different around here still, even after months of being here. So it's kind of fun in that way. But yeah, it's been super helpful. You can't have too much space, I suppose. Well, I suppose you can, but we have, I feel like, a very good, I think our spot right now is actually quite nice.
It's kind of where you want to be right now, because obviously I can't imagine. I feel like you guys have just. It's like I'm not stressed enough. Let me do a move and do everything else.
It's just how it works, man. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just the way that the leases worked out. But it was certainly not great timing. But we're in now, so that's great.
I just want to highlight one thing, guys. We're on about 30 viewers right now, which is really great. Really good engagement. If you've got any questions, now's the time to put them in, because it's a live instant response as well. Obviously, with the move as well, another thing I want to ask is how has the development and kind of the endurance 2.0 plus, because I haven't actually heard too much over Esk8 personally. I don't know about me, but I just want to know how's that going. Because obviously it's shipped to February. Is that still in production? How's the production line of that been going?
We've been mainly running in more of a batch kind of sequence here. We've got multiple batches going out at different times. So right now, the current batch, if you ordered it today, would ship in February. But which is not too much time from now. But yeah, we're just getting deck production's been slower this time around. It's just the way that I think with the camo, like the camo is awesome, but it just takes a long time to get these decks in. So it's certainly slower. Like the production has been slower than we hoped, but so far our riders love their boards. They go faster and farther than Generation 1. So we keep improving it. The trucks are awesome. Like everything about this board's great. It's just, it's just putting these things together is not the easiest thing in the world to do. Yeah, man. I haven't watched this video in a while. The trucks are even the trucks have been updated now too. Trucks have been changed with a new design. So
how's they changed? Because I'm quite interested to see.
Just aesthetically, I don't even know. Do I have a picture of them? I don't even know if the picture's updated on the site. To be honest, it's more or less. I gotta take new pictures, man. Dang. Someone's got them, but
we don't have
add them to list.
Unless you go snag a set off of Joe's shelf really quick.
Just behind the scenes question, just while I'm here and I've got you.
Yeah.
Where I really like the camo. I really do like it. It's cool, and obviously, like I say, it's a sacrifice with the production line having that kind of unique selling point. Mm-hmm. Why camo? Like, I love it, but where did that come from?
We just wanted. We were tired of. We didn't want to do the regular like 3K twill carbon. That this just been overdone at this point. I think the forged carbon. Everyone all of a sudden did it. We just wanted to do something else, and there are actually quite a few different carbon options out there. But here you go. So this is our old OG. We got the cutouts there, which it looked fine, but room for improvement. The new version is super clean. Got nice chamfers on there. We've got this.
I like the little badge
on there. It's super shiny. I think they look much nicer, and they are.
Does the corners round off a little bit now as well?
The corners are like chamfered off like pretty aggressively now, so it catches a light really nice. Hard to kind of tell on camera, but in person these things look killer. But yeah, so this is our new setup. They are a little bit quicker to machine too, which not the reason why we did it, but a benefit for sure.
Exactly, yeah. So that were they kind of the the precision CNC 2.0s in a way?
They're they call them version like 1.9 because it's like the last thing we'll do to them before full 2.0 comes out. We won't. These are 6061. Sorry, I just caught that comment. They are 6061, which is they've been great. Like we have not had anyone break these things at all.
I'm trying to highlight this comment here for Mosh, and I think it's really important as well because I noticed something last year, and I think you guys noticed it as well, is we've got CEOs, companies out there doing stuff, and for content creators, and also your relationship with these people, there were situations where, for example, Kieran was being rammed an Instagram account down his throat by Joe Public. So what would you say to people who are like, wants to meet these owners, these kind of high level individuals, and potentially work their collaboration in a respectable business kind of way, and sort of coming up to them straight away and just smother? Because I think it's one thing that this is probably the only opportunity we could address on things, because I saw it happen in real time. Kieran being absolutely swamped by this individual, and it was just like, who is this guy like ramming his stuff down my throat?
I would say I would say that just. I mean, you got to shoot your shot, right? But at the same time, there's a time and a place for everything. Walking up to someone like while they're mid, like running their booth and trying to have conversations with potential customers or partners or anything, that's probably not the time to make them follow you on Instagram or something. But but the best way for me, what gets results for me is as owner of a skate company as well. Is to me, it's like you got to have something on your channel. We get so many requests for people who don't have any videos on their channel yet, but they're like, they want us to be the first, but it's like, you got to buy a couple skateboards and make reviews on them and show that your videos are really good. You don't get free boards or any sort of affiliate deals just because you ask for it.
Because they're investing in you, aren't you? They're investing in you. It's an investment, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's what they want to see.
You'd be amazed at how small a lot of these businesses really are. It seems like a lot of these businesses are really big, and they're really not. So it's.
I seem to find a lot more of the bespoke companies, which are doing the most out there stuff that no one else is doing, like the ones that are pushing the sport in a unique perspective, are the ones which are and have the high ticket items. Are the ones that don't have a budget for that kind of stuff, and they need to.
It's really hard, man. This industry is very, very difficult. It's very capital intensive, so it's you got to really pick who you want to work with. And for us, the 2.0 didn't even go out on tour. It just didn't go out on tour. Interstellar, it's just very complicated. There's a lot of moving parts to these businesses, so it's just really hard. But all I would say is get content on your channel. If that means you have to buy a few boards, they don't have to be anything crazy. But buy something, put a good channel together, and that way, when you do send over your information, it's very clear that you either do know what you're doing or you don't, and that'll determine whether or not you get that affiliate deal or not.
I think Scott puts it on the nose there, March. Have good content to show off, keep it simple.
I think that was
a
simpler way of saying what. Yeah, that was a much quicker way of saying what you said. Exactly, Scott.
But would it been any more? Would it been less interesting? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. I've got a question here from Dallas here with the racing type. I was hinted about that. I think last year in the development stage, obviously with the. Obviously, you've got the Nova wheels, which are like the staple. It's never in lasting forever wheels, thick walls. Is there an element of looking?
God dang it, man! That needs to get updated. We got those things in stock, baby. We got to update that.
I'm like I said, I'm trying to help with stock. I'm trying to help. But actually, no, you've got one there, and then you have one there. Sorry, I'm showing it. Look at the shame.
Hey, you know what's funny too is if you go back to the Esk8 Con confirmed vendors for 2025, the header says 2024. There's just so much. I know it's insane. I always Anyways, we may or may not have just started our mold process for a race tire. That's all I'll say. We'll see how it goes. Literally yesterday. So. Yeah. We are actively pursuing a race tire. I do think it's important to have something that's good, but like not super, super expensive. I know like some of these race tires, like they are worth the money, but for practicing stuff like that, you can't be burning through those expensive tires every week. So hopefully that's where our tires will come in for a while, and then you guys can switch over to whatever tires they want on actual race day, or maybe they'll race in our tires. We'll see.
Yep. Exactly. I think it'd be cool. And then obviously, if you want a set, visit your local Esk8 Con or inboard shop, and you can pick up a set of Novas quite easily. So
yeah,
that.
I wanted. So yeah, we're playing with the idea of having an M-Boards open house during Esk8 Con week, but I don't know if I need to invite that kind of chaos into my life, like during the week of the biggest event of the year. I don't know, but it'd be really fun to cook hot dogs in the parking lot. I'm just saying.
Open bar, dude.
It's chaos, though.
Oh god. I just want to. Where is it here? I'm just talking about tires, just because I'm just being a bit greedy, getting this opportunity for me to ask my questions. Sorry guys, please put your question in. I'm going to keep firing mine. You guys obviously been a supplier for Mad Esk8 wheels. Is this you going to be looking at the next version as well? Because
we've got a.
These are gorgeous.
They are really cool. I certainly owe Brian an email. We're due for wheels as it is, so. We'll hopefully get some 125s mixed in there too, because might as well.
Brian actually owes us an email.
Oh, he owes us an email. There you go. Oh man. Hey,
yeah, Brian, if you're watching, please, or a Mad Esk8 race. So look,
it's chaos. It's fine.
To be fair, I was talking to Brian actually the other day at the Embles, and he was like, "Do you want to come to he said to me like, do you want to come to Hawaii for my little beach cruise?" Like, yeah, it's good, but I said, I'm restudying now. He's like a doctor for his main role or something like that. Oh, it's mad. Guy's got every brush stroke in there the whole time. I actually said this to Mike. Good question here. I actually said this to Mike for an exhibition race, and having all M boards, all the same in SIRS or endurances. I don't know, you can accommodate that. And having a standard race on, pick your top boys and put on every single same board. It's so hard to do. And it might be something that could be part of a package for any of the companies who have demos, if they've got enough. Having 5 would be a good number if it's possible. 5 the exact same boy, so who is literally top boy. Because as you guys know, it's the hardest thing to standardize a race. It really is.
Oh yeah, right now it's impossible because everyone owns their own board. This is not like NASCAR where here's your car. It's everyone owns straight up their own boards, and like you can't convince 2 people to buy the same board, let alone 10. So it's really difficult to standardize in that regard. So I think it'd be really cool at the very least to have just to try to find all the M boards owners that are there with their boards to throw them all on the track out really quick. To standardize, I'm not against it. We just have to have a company that would be willing to sponsor the top 10 dudes in the pros and give them all boards and like let them have them for a month before the Esk8 Con, and then they all show up with them and then they race because they also need time to practice with these boards. So it's weird and tricky, but it's certainly doable. And I do see a path to some sort of standardization in the future, but it's going to take some money, which is usually the thing that nobody has in this industry. So we'll see. There you go.
You said you was going to do this, and it didn't happen. Why? Why did this happen?
Doing the little electric penny boards, but
so the 11, I think I had 12 boards available, and we checked them like 3 months before the event. Everything was fine. Like 3 weeks before the event, only 3 of them actually worked.
Yeah, we're like,
they were still brand new in a box, so it was like, well, I don't know what happened, but yeah, that sort of. I don't think Mike really answered the question though about the race board, and part of that is because he doesn't know that I am working on something. I am working on something.
Oh, is there a race board? Oh.
It's probably not going to be an M Boards only exclusive. I'm partnering with a deck company also, but I am working on something. So I won't be racing it, but there is a possibility that there could be somebody, and it might even fit into the pro class if somebody's good enough. So
we'll shit!
See. Yeah,
all right, that's cool.
I just want to say about while we're talking about specifically M boards. Someone did put a question in about is there an M boards mountain board ? But I think this is kind of the closest where you're at kind of collaboration right now with your.
It's hanging on the wall behind me.
I go.
We've got a mountain board we've been working on. It's sitting on the wall, but it's actually mounted on the wall over here. Jake will grab it.
Yeah.
Well, which one's this one? Oh yeah, that's the one. It's missing a few parts. The only reason why this thing's on, this is a 12S. It's a 12.4 D100. This thing is also beat to hell because we let someone go and beat it up, make sure it all worked and didn't fall apart. So far, so good. 12.4, nice, like small 1100 case, ESC enclosure with a D6 or something in there, and then some 6368s. Very nice package for like, I think it was gonna be like 1900 bucks. The only reason why it's not out yet is because we can't get parts from MBS right now. So that's literally the only reason.
They're being selfish people and releasing their own mountain board right now.
Oh, of course, yeah. No, it's like they have some major logistical hurdles over there that they're trying to get worked out, but it's to the point where we can't get like a reasonable quantity of decks and trucks at one time where it makes sense. Like the reason why that board works is because they sell like that complete board. It's like fully done. Just we're putting our electronics on it, and we can't get that like model. So it's, anyways, we're trying to work through that, but it's also, we're not trying to build like a huge like beast of a mountain board. We're trying to build someone's first mountain board. So we can't price it out of, we have to keep the price relatively low. So we don't have a ton of options for parts. So we have a good winning formula. We just have to get those parts secured, and then we can release the board.
Yeah, and I think you tell me from my perspective, I think it's about making affordable, accessible e-skate. It's kind of been a lot of the impression from M-boards a long time. And having the dynamics of you owning your board and making it your own. So I think that's always good to kind of, and I feel like you've never lost that as a company, as a direction with that accessibility. I suppose with the Esk8 Con extending on that, it's about now doing stuff. It's just about inclusion, I suppose, fundamentally the whole time.
Yeah.
And and you put there, Esk8 is to build a deck press next for the shop,
we've talked about
which is
this.
ungodly expensive.
We've talked about doing this, and the only problem with this is if we're going to do that, then we also need a CNC router, and we need to automate that process because it's very, very labor intensive if you just press things and then hand cut them out and hand sand them and drill, and we can't do it like that. It would cost me a fortune in just labor alone. So you'd have to buy like, and it literally have to build out a workshop, like a woodworking workshop also. And then we'd have to probably try to wall off that area to keep all the sawdust in one room because it would just...
It was carbon fiber material, which is hazardous, I suppose.
Oh, carbon, I wouldn't even mess with it. It would just be wooden decks. I wouldn't even mess with the carbon stuff. Honestly, carbon's been such a nightmare to work with that I just feel like, I don't know, man. I'm losing my love for the carbon, dude. It's
only 80K. You're right. Only 80K.
Oh, that's it. Common 8-axis fixture and press only 80K.
I think Dred said he's going to invest into M-boards. He's going to put money up. Yeah, he's going to put money up. Big one for me, trading cards. Is that coming back?
Of course it is. Yeah, everyone loves that. Man. 100%. We'll be doing cards again. I don't
know if I've shown you this on camera enough, actually.
Oh, you have a shrine? Oh, yeah, bro.
I have mine. That's my Esk8 Con banner. I've actually shown that, actually.
What are the other three down there? Who else you got down there?
These are my boys. So mine.
Oh, your boys down there?
I've got Drew, Craig, and Scott. And you guys, I'm telling you now, if you haven't printed them, can you stop being such arses and do complete sets so I can buy the whole set? Because it isn't possible for me to get everything I want.
We have not printed them yet. We'll discuss.
Please.
Discuss.
And also, I'm going to put my request in. This is so unprofessional. I don't give a damn. I need 20 chips, please, as well. Please. Because I'm a casino dealer. I need 20 chips. And I had to buy 20 of these from random people to get enough chips last year. So I need 20 chips. I'm putting my request in, please.
Well,
please.
Cards are very expensive to print. We do it just because it's a lot of fun. So if we do sell the sets, and they won't be cheap if we do it. They are just really expensive. They're really expensive.
My boys.
Because like our volume is, as far as like cards are concerned, is so ridiculously low. Like other card companies are doing tens of thousands of a deck, let alone just like a couple thousand cards. So it's really different.
This is all behind the scenes stuff. This is way unprofessional. So this has been my little thing after Esk8 Con. This is the cards, like my whole set. I've got the whole thing. I know you've got the master. You get.
I'll one up you. Both sets right here. I got ready. You want to see? Want to see this? I got my. Hold on.
Where do you keep these precious items in your area?
Yeah, baby. I got my master hollow set. This is every single card in hollow.
It's the only thing I wanted last year from Esk8 Con. Actually, that being said, talk about merch.
It might be full hollow sets, honestly. Yeah.
So to be honest, I would, like I said, maybe, like it's obviously the cost of the margins, and it's obviously a lot to do. I would buy a blind hollow set if there was an option. I'm just saying, I would definitely do it.
We had a couple full hollow packs last year. They sold so quick. We had a couple.
I know.
We had disproportionate amounts of hollow somehow last year, and we just like did packs of like 5 or 6.
I'm a nerd.
And they sold like literally, I think 2 hours they were out there and they were gone. Crazy. Nerds. Yeah,
that is a really good idea. That would be a sick idea. Could you I'm just saying it, high roller package, you do your entry free, which does like your merch, your packs, and like the VIP experience.
Where you at?
Maybe next year we'll do the pre-sale of that, because that'd be pretty dope actually. There'd be so many cards out in the world.
Another one, hollow set. It doesn't even need to be hollow. It can be baseline.
We'll look at maybe that's
like
a good thing.
I know I would.
Halfway between each Esk8 Con, drop a second set of cards just to.
See, I told you somebody wants a jersey that's not racing.
Oh, there you go.
True. We will.
Yeah, we're gonna have some jerseys. Yeah, we'll have extra jerseys. We're trying to figure out how we're gonna do that.
We need to put them on the website though.
Talking about the goodies element as well, because obviously that was a big thing. Actually, I don't know how it was, guys, but there was a trickle of merch that was kind of left over from Esk8 Con last year. What kind of things are you hoping to put in place for merch, gear, clothes, stuff like that at Esk8 Con this year?
We're gonna expand a lot of our colors.
The goodie bags and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, like for our merch, we did very small runs of like some kind of more wild colors that we thought maybe people wouldn't want, and they were the first ones that were sold. Like we had like this nice teal color, some tan hoodies, and they sold like first, like right away. So we're gonna try to expand the color offerings to like some more non-traditional off-brand colors I think people will like. And then of course we've got like a whole wall of stuff that we'll bring back again, at a discount for last year if you weren't here the year before. And then the bags, we're just going to keep trying to improve the bags. Like they are what they are. They're swag bags. It's free stuff. So we can only do so much with those bags until they're so expensive we can't put them together, because we have to make hundreds of those things. But
exactly. Scalability,
companies want to put in them. Like we don't buy everything that goes in them. We get the items sponsored. Either they pay for the items and we make them, or they just ship us boxes full of stuff and we stuff the bags that way.
And that takes time as well, doesn't it? That's the thing behind the scenes as well.
Oh, dude, we have a bag stuffing party like at my family's house, and we all like go trick or treating around the room and like pick each item out. It takes us probably 4 or 5 hours with like 10 of us to do it all. And then I buy pizza for everybody, and that's how it works. So it's very much not as grand as maybe people think. It's very like, family helps out whenever they can, and stuff like that.
That being said about the goodie bags from last year, I'm going to ask you individually, Mike and Jacob as well. What was your kind of highlight of the goodie bag from last year, which you thought was bloody hell? They've really stepped up with their stuff last year.
These lights, man. We got the light bands last year. They were pretty cool.
I like these. We did. I think the first 100 we did M Boards logo, so that way you had to rep M Boards because they're the shit.
They were free.
Yeah, fucking A. And then so now we've got the Esk8 Con branded ones left. So they're
we'll probably
kind of get the white
and the red.
Yeah, everybody kind of knows what these are, but these like are so good for night rides. Some people do.
They're so classic as well. I felt a lot of people like classic back in the day.
They're just simple.
Those are really cool.
Wristbands, wear them on your legs, wear them wherever you want.
We might they'll probably do those again because they were a hit last year.
They were really cool. They're
I don't know
for the weekend.
If we can come up with something better, we're all ears. But I think just stuff like that, it's just useful stuff throughout the weekend is always good. So yeah,
that's cool. The legend himself, sort of Davies, absolute legend. Just a quick one on the merch side of things as well. What about in the vendor's perspective? What do you think that they stepped up that you thought, wow, this is a really good thing that they've brought in for Esk8 Con? I say for me, I felt like the stuff from OMW stuff was really, really nice. They had like pumps and like nice bags. And
from last year, yeah.
Bro, we don't even get to go look at the booths. Mike's stuck at his Esk8 Con booth, and I get stuck at M-Board. I'd say probably my highlight, and it wasn't last year, but was the dyno that Hoyt had.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
This year, we're gonna have something cool at our booth though.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're gonna have the coolest booth ever. I'm so excited, and I'm not saying anything. It's gonna be there when everyone's there.
I think only Mike and I know what we're doing. I don't even think he told us.
I don't. She might know, but no, that's gonna be I'm gonna be the coolest booth for sure. Yeah. By a lot.
That's cool. It's competition kind of thing.
Condoms. That's so funny.
Oh my God, Rook did that. Do you remember when Rook did that?
Yeah, are there any Esk8 Con babies? Well, aside from my babies, because I have a baby every Esk8 Con year, it seems. But,
it's that dreaded like RV. It's dangerous every year. That's what it is, isn't it? But yeah, big shout out to, like I said, I know your family and that step up a lot for Esk8 Con. You know,
my family. So seriously, my family works for a dinner. They work all weekend long for a single steak dinner. They are insane. Like they just support us 100%. They give up so much for us to do this event. This event's not a money maker. Like it just isn't. It's just we spend so much time and effort doing it. But it's a lot of fun, and I think it's important for the community to do it. So yeah. Anyways, this event would not be a thing without my family. So they deserve all the credit.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Is there any kind of ideas floating around for the expedition race, like from last year? I think, I'm telling you now, I think there should be, especially with the inclusion of the seasonal demographic. I feel like there should be a triathlon PEV event. I've said this many, many times. Boards, one wheel EUC, and every lap you have to change into something else. Like you have to go into a dock and then change it.
That is fun. I know last year we did the Thane only relay. I really like that. I think that was very entertaining, and I feel like we should do that again.
Yeah, I think we'll bring that one back.
We'll bring it back.
Maybe add a twist or something.
Yeah.
And
there's big
we'll do something. We'll certainly do something. I think the Thane race is fun. We probably could hit up Matt Esk8 or something. Maybe he can give us a couple sets of wheels for the winning. Something. He's the king of Thane right now, so perhaps
he is.
I'm sure he'd be happy to do something. I'm not going to speak for him, but he's pretty cool. So I'm sure
but if you want to, if in the shop for Thames, go check out M-Boards kind of things. Mad Esk8. So guys, we're actually flying through time. Engagement has been great. Questions have been fantastic. It's been a really good stream, and thank you everyone for throwing the questions and for you guys throwing it in your time as well, which is much appreciated. So you've got less than a couple minutes left of this stream because I don't want to keep it short and sweet, leaving them wanting more. So we're going to get the podcast back. We've got some hints of what's coming, and we have the location. Is there anything else that between you guys, Esk8 Con, M-Boards, or anything you want to announce or talk about based at the end of this time? It's your time.
All I'll say, man, is that the raffles are going to be pretty good this year. The dual track's going to be great. I think we're going to have it's just going to be a really, really fun weekend. And if if you say next year, if I hear maybe next year one more time, I'm gonna have to come out there and drag them to Esk8 Con. I would say don't wait. Figure it out. You have 70 days to tell your boss you're sick or something. I don't know. Like, make it out to Vegas. You can do this trip relatively cheap if you plan it well enough. I know it's a big ask to come all the way out, especially for you guys coming from all over the world, but it's certainly worth it. There's not an event like this anywhere else. So yeah, I would just say buy your tickets today, especially that they go up. Our ticket prices go up on February 1st. So I did not plan to win enough. Sorry, brother. You have to make some big sacrifices to travel cheap for sure. But certainly it's
there he is, Shockboards, the dynamics, underdog dynamic wild child of the skate scene for sure. What about you, Jacob? Anything you want to announce, talk about before we end the stream?
I think the venue is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
This is one we've looked at for a couple of years. We looked at one other location, and I think this place just really fits the bill for what we're doing. The surface is probably the best. So I think the racing is going to be pretty wicked.
It should be the best racing of any year.
My brain gets so fried this time of year, bro, that you just end up on autopilot every day. Just keep going, working on the next project. So really every single one, every vendor we get to talk to, every new opportunity, to bring in new company is exciting. We just want everybody to participate. We want everybody to show up. Do not wait for next year. Like, there'd be no reason to wait for next year because you've been saying it.
Exactly. You got no excuse at this point. It's been 4 years, gentlemen, of making a difference to the scene. So, for me and everyone else who does it, thank you so much for putting this in. I know it's a lot of work. And like I say, you got to reach out to your content guys. We've got you back. So let us know how we can help, okay? We've got you back.
The best way you all can help is if you're coming, bring a friend with you. And have that friend bring a friend and just continue to bring people, because that's the best way we can make this event last for years to come, is to just get people out and race. You don't even have to race. Just come out and enjoy and watch the racing. And it is a good time no matter what. So, I was
going to say my last bit on the event, and I suppose on a stream, for me, guys, obviously, Esk8 Con is fantastic. It's a great opportunity to see some amazing products. But for me, it's everything goes around Esk8 Con. It's the dynamics, meeting good friends, having those unique moments, and making those special friendships and lifelong memories. I think that's 100%. The stuff that you do not see.
Esk8 Con is more than just a race, more than just trying out boards. It really is a full experience when you're here. Meeting people you would never ever meet otherwise is so valuable that people don't necessarily think about. So 100%.
Cool. I'm going to sign it off there, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined in and put in your questions. It's been a really good live stream, and I think it's answered a lot of questions that people that were keen to ask throughout the stream. So I thank you so much for your time, gentlemen. I'm going to sign off there. Yeah, go on, Mike.
Yeah, no, I just want to say thank you for having us. We appreciate you letting us connect with your audience. I know that's a big deal for us. So appreciate you 100%, dude.
Cool. Anyway, guys, if you want to watch more, we're going to have more stuff coming on. I'll be coming to the event with myself and the Wolfpack crew. So subscribe for more and check out the up-and-coming events coming out. We've got loads more coming soon. So, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys at Esk8 Con.
Oh, yeah.